Good morning. Welcome to Jazz. The issue of how to accompany a soloist at the piano, not oneself at the piano, but any horn soloist, guitar, even the bass, was posed today. So I gave an answer that was all written out verbiage, and I thought I would make a demonstration of actual notes. And so my technology, such as it is, does not require me to show my face, but you want to see my hands, you want to see the keys, and see how things move. So that's where we're set up. So here we go. I thought we would try Autumn Leaves and All the Things You Are as classic demonstrator models for this bit. Basically, it's about the Charleston beat and its counterpoint, or counterpart, and a 4-note voicing with 2 notes in each hand. So to say that the scale tone 7ths in the key of C, voiced root 5th in the left hand, and 7th, 3rd in the right. Notice I'm not using my thumbs because that really means you have to take your hands all the way in. I'm using 2 so that I can keep my thumb, which is obviously the shortest finger, by 50% from the second shortest finger, which is 50% shorter than the 3 long ones. So that's the rationale for this fingering bit. So, when you're playing like this, you can put a thumb here because you're going to go there, and you can bring your hand in so you can go there, but you're got to be cognizant of how and where to use your thumbs. So the idea here is voice leading, right? The root of the first chord is going to be the same note or 1 note away and move either, by staying put or moving 1 note, change into the 5th of the next chord. F on F minor 7 goes to the 5th of B flat minor 7. And the 5th of F moves to the root of B flat. So your left hand movement is going to look like this. Right? And here's the 7th of F minor 7 and the 3rd of F minor 7. The 7th is going to go to the 3rd, and the 3rd of F minor 7 is going to the 7th of B flat minor, and the 7th of F minor 7 is going to the 3rd of B flat minor. And this exchange of 1 to 5 and 3 to 7 and back and forth continues throughout the circle and throughout this piece. So let's just try this without a rhythm effect, just so you can see how the voice leading goes. F minor 7, B flat minor 7. We can make an alteration here, but we're going to play plain chords for the moment. Here's E flat 7 and A flat 7. You notice we're alternating 5ths and 4ths down here and 4ths and 5ths down here. Wherever there's a 5th on the bottom, there's a 4th on top. Wherever there's a 4th on the bottom, there's a 5th on top. Right? This counts as a augmented 4th because this is a D flat, not a C sharp. Right? So it's not just a tritone; it really is a 4th. And good. And then here's D flat, major 7. Right? Then, for the sake of convenience, we'll go directly to G7. Followed by C major 7. Now, as you see, all of those voicings went down because voice leading tends to go down. It doesn't lead up. These things lead down. So when you get here, you could decide to do this little flip, which is take the 5th on the bottom, change it to a 4th, and take the 4th on top, change it to a 5th, and go to here. Good. Here's C minor 7 to F7 to B flat 7 to E flat major 7. And now you'll see that the equivalent chords in the first and second parts of these sequences, the 5ths and 4ths in the left hand have been exchanged for the opposite in the right hand, so forth. Here's A flat major 7, and then here's D7 and G major 7. Good. Now let's do another flip here and put the 5th on the bottom and the 4th on top again, right? And that puts us in what I think is a good range for these chords, right? if you get too low, if you stay here, right, then you're going to go to this, right, which is not half bad, right? And that's as deep as I really want to go, because it starts to get too clunky and chunky, right? But I'd like rather stay here. A minor 7 to D7 to G major 7, right? Whether you play F sharp half diminished or F sharp minor 7, it's going to be here, right? Oops, that's a nice note. We'll get to that one in a second, right? And then here's the B7. Good. And here's a fun one. Here's E augmented 7, right? Or excuse me, C augmented 7. Here's the 3rd and the 7th down here, right? Now we could have this, right? Let's see here, we had this, right? Okay. So we could have 3 and 7 in the left hand, and the root and the 5th in the right, which gives you a C there, right? Something like that. You've got an augmented chord. The doublings get a little crazy, right? And then we're back to the opening bit, right? Which does turn us right to the same place, right? Good. Now I'm going to make a fun shift here. I'm going to keep the 5th in the bottom, right? And go here. Right? Now this is a diminished 5th because this is an F flat down here at G flat 7. So any F to any, oh wait a second, is that right? F flat to B flat, that is going to be a 4th. It's an augmented 4th. So we've got 2 4ths here, right? So let's try and avoid that. Ah yes, we can go here. There's a 4th and a 5th. Now we have B flat on the bottom and F flat on the top, so that's a diminished 5th, right? And then we go here, and B diminished. Now let's take this diminished chord and flip it. Kind of fun, right? And now we're here. So that's a great way to voice lead through this. Roots and 5ths, 3rds and 7ths, 5ths and 4ths, 4ths and 5ths. Let's add in the Charleston beat. Charleston, 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 right? That's the idea. It's what I got taught as the basic comping rhythm for jazz, probably 50 years ago, by Professor James Cheatham, if you want to know. But that rhythm has a counterpoint or an antecedent, something comes after it, right? Dotted quarter note 8th, boop, bop, then rest, boom, bop. That's 8th rest, short quarter, boom, bop, bop, and then another hit on beat 3, right? Let's see if I can get a metronome going so we can get the beat, have a little more clarity for the beat here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. I use that pattern all the time to this day. That was a rigorous and total application of it. And of course, you won't sound incompetent, even though you might not sound terribly creative. It's always been my philosophy that competency precedes creativity. When you can do something that's right consistently every time, you have a basis for doing something that's more interesting or better. So that's the idea behind this approach here. Let's take the same piece and go to 3-5-7-9 instead of 1-3-5-7. Here's the third of F minor 7. Here's the 7th of F minor 7. Here's the 9th of F minor 7. Here's the 5th. Again, 3rd, 5th, 9th, 7th. B flat minor 9. E flat 9. And here's A flat major 9. Notice there's no root. And here's F, D flat major 9. And here's G7 flat 9. Let's go to this fun chord. This is C major 6 9. 3rd, 6 9, 5. Right? Instead of major 7th, you can do that, but this is more fun, right? Nice 4th. And then here's C minor 9, F minor 9, and B flat 9. Let's jump to here and then go to E flat 6 9. And here's A flat major 9. And here's D flat 7, flat 9, flat 13. Right? And then let's go to, how about, let's go to, how about this? Yeah. That seems like good voice leading from here. Now we're going to jump to A minor 9. So how can we jump? Let's go to this, right? And now we'll put the third, this would be our standard chord with the 3rd and 7th on the bottom and the 9th and 5th on top. But let's take the E and let's take it and flip it over like this. Get a fun crunchy sound, right? And then and here's the chord I played by mistake a little earlier. This is F sharp half diminished 11. 1 3 5 7 9 11. And I'm going to move that to B 7 alt, the 3rd and the 7th, the flatted 13th and the raised 9, and then going to a 4-note chord. This is E major, 3rd, 6 9, 5th, and major 7. Then I'm going to play this chord. This is C7. Here's the augmented 5th, and here's the augmented 9th. Then you can jump back to your plain 4-note 9th chords. This is G flat 13, 3rd, 7th, 3rd, 13th, and 9th, and then C minor 9, and then this fun chord, right? This is B half diminished. Here's the diminished 7th, the major 7th, and the 9th. So this is 9, 11, 13. This is B diminished 13. And then B flat, excuse me, that's right. This is E flat, here's the 3rd and the 7th, and the flat 9 and the 13. So there's, again, to review, we had 3rd and 7th on the bottom, going to, or excuse me, root 5th going to 5th and root, and then the right hand had the 7th and 3rd going to 3rd and 7th, or you can put 3 and 7, 9 and 5, and you can do them all on the charts with its characteristic second raise. Accompaniment. Open voicings, 2 notes, occasionally 3 or 4, not more than that typically, and the Charleston beat. Thanks for watching and listening.